President Tinubu removes Abuja, UNN, Governing Councils, VCS, names replacements. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump announces executive order against anti-Christian bias. Good evening. This is News at 7 on West Spring Television. My name is Tomilola Daniel. We begin as the House of Rep Committee on the Review of the 1999 Constitution has proposed the creation of 31 additional states in the country. The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Kalu, who presided over today's plenary, read a letter from the committee containing the proposed state. If approved, this will increase the number of states in Nigeria to 67. The committee proposed 7 new states for the North Central and the Southwest respectively, 4 each in the Northeast, Northwest and South-South, while the Southeast gets 5 new states. The request for state creation can only materialize if at least the third majority of members of the Senate and the House of Rep and the House of Assembly in respect of the area and the local government council in respect of the area is received by the National Assembly.
The review of the Constitution, that the House of Representative Committee on the Review of the Constitution of Nigeria 1999 as authored, has received legislative proposals for the creation of states and local government areas in the following order. North Central. Proposed states: Benue Ala State, from the present Benue State; Okun State, from the present Kogi State; Okura State, from the present Kogi State; Confluence State, from the present Kogi State; Akpa State, from Benue South Senatorial District; Upper State, from the present Benue State; a 37th state to be named Federal Capital Territory, Abuja State. Northeast. Proposed states: Amana State, from the present Adamawa State; Katankun State, from the present Bauchi State; Savannah State, from the present Borno State; Muri State, from the present Taraba State. From the Southwest, proposed states: Toru Ebe State, from the present Delta, Edo and Ondo State; Ibadan State, from the present Oyo State; Lagoon State, from the present Lagos State; Ijebu State, from the present Ogun State; Lagoon State, from the present Lagos State and Ogun State; Ibadan State, from the present Oyo State; Okogun and Ife Ijesha State, from the present day Ogun, Oyo and Osun.
The House of Rep has called for the establishment of an environmental restoration fund to be financed by international oil companies to address the damages across the Niger Delta region, estimated at $100 billion. The fund is to introduce community profit-sharing mechanisms to ensure that host communities benefit directly from oil and gas revenues. Adopting a motion of urgent public importance, sponsored by the House Minority Leader Kingsley Chinda, the House asked the federal government to immediately halt all divestment processes by IOCs until the historical, environmental and social liabilities are addressed. The House also said the government should ensure that no divestment proceeds without transparent consultations with Niger Delta communities and state governments.
Consequently, the House is called upon to resolve to urge the federal government to immediately halt all divestment processes by Shell, Total Energies, and other IOCs until their historical, environmental, and social liabilities are addressed, and ensure that no divestment proceeds without transparent consultations with the Niger Delta communities and state governments. Mandate the Upstream Commission to enforce compliance with the PIA and reject divestment applications that fail to meet the highest standards of corporate accountability and conduct detailed assessment of new operators' financial, technical, and environmental capacities before granting approval. Call on the establishment of an environmental restoration fund financed by the IOCs to comprehensively address the UNEP and Bayelsa State Commission's estimate of 100 billion in damages across the Niger Delta and introduce community profit sharing mechanisms to ensure that host communities benefit directly from oil and gas revenues. And finally, direct the House committees on host communities, petroleum resources upstream, and legislative compliance to ensure compliance with the resolutions of the House and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action.
In the upper chamber, the senators directed an urgent investigation into the cause of a recent fire outbreak, an oil spill from manifold well 8/Borg-008 in OML 18, Baguma area, River State. This followed a motion raised by Senator Harry Banugo, representing Rivers Western District in the National Assembly. In a resolution passed during plenary, the upper chamber mandated a swift action to address the environmental and humanitarian impact on affected communities. The Senate ordered the National Oil Spill Detection and Response Agency to conduct an immediate investigation and submit its report within 4 weeks. It also directed the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited to send emergency response teams to assess the situation, carry out remediation measures, and fulfill its corporate social responsibility obligations. Furthermore, the Committees on Environment and Petroleum Resources upstream were tasked with evaluating oil operators' compliance with environmental regulations, including the Environmental Impact Assessment (EIA) Act. The Senate has confirmed the appointment of Captain Chris Najomo as the Director General of the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority. Captain Najomo's confirmation followed the adoption of the report by the Senate Committee on Aviation during Thursday's plenary. The chairman of the committee, Senator Buhari Abdulfatai, APC, Oyo, presented the report and stated that the committee had screened the nominee, deeming him suitable for the appointment. He urged the Senate to approve the committee's recommendations and noting his contributions to the aviation industry. Senator Mohammed Monguno also commented, noting that although he was not a member of the aviation committee, the nominee's resume was impressive and there were no adverse reports from relevant security agencies against him. Away from the National Assembly, the Lagos State House of Assembly has resumed plenary almost a month after Mudashiru Obasa was removed as the Speaker of the House. The embattled former Speaker, who was impeached over issues of alleged financial misconduct and abuse of office, was absent at the plenary. But about 36 lawmakers were present. During plenary, the member representing Ekpe Constituency 1, Abiodun Tobun, commended the economic policy of the federal government. Honorable Tobun also moved a motion asking the House to write a letter of commendation to the presidency for all the impactful initiative introduced by the federal government. The Speaker of the House, Mojisola Miranda, joined in applauding President Bola Tinubu, expressing confidence in his leadership. According to her, the President has approved loan access for small-scale businesses and the stock market capitalization is growing, noting that these were signs that Nigeria is on the right track. Turning to politics, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, disciplinary committee has invited the former governor of Benue State, Samuel Ortom, as 2023 governorship candidate in Imo State, Senator Samuel Anyanwu, amongst others. This followed the meeting of the committee in Abuja on Wednesday, where it considered 5 petitions received so far. In a statement after the meeting, the chairman of the committee, Tom Ikimi, said the committee decided to step down 3 petitions against top members of the party's National Working Committee in order not to jeopardize ongoing reconciliatory effort of the Governors Forum and the Board of Trustees. It disclosed that the second set of petitions, which were set down for inquiry, are those against former Governor Ortom and 10 others, and the petition against the embattled former National Secretary of the party, Senator Anyanwu. He added that accordingly, the National Disciplinary Committee resolved to invite the affected persons to appear before the committee on the 12th of February at the Legacy House, Maitama. The committee reiterated its resolve to ensure discipline within the party, restore the PDP's integrity, and deal with matters fairly. In the court, the Independent National Electoral Commission has failed to present its witnesses before the Edo State Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Abuja. At the tribunal's resumed sitting on Thursday, the electoral body did not field any witness to defend its declaration of the All Progressives Congress (APC) and its candidate, Monday Okpebholo, as the winner of the September 24th election in Edo State. Through its team of lawyers led by former Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Kanu Agabi-san, the commission told the tribunal that it would not produce any witness to testify on its behalf. Mr. Agabi made the disclosure barely 24 hours after the commission told the Justice Wilfred Pochi-led panel that it had lined up of 5 witnesses that would give evidence to support the result it declared in favor of the governor. However, the rest resumed proceedings. INEC's lead counsel said his team shelved the idea of bringing witnesses after it reviewed the case. Consequently, the panel adjourned the matter till Monday for Governor Okpebholo to open its defense to the petition filed by the PDP and its candidate, Asue Gudalo. To security matters, a gunman suspected to be bandits have kidnapped the former Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, Major General Marazu Tigza, retired. General Tigza was kidnapped alongside several other residents of Tigza village in Kankara local government area of Katsina State. Resident of the area confirmed the incident to newsmen in a telephone call this morning. He said the abduction occurred on Wednesday after the hoodlums armed with sophisticated weapons invaded the residence of the former NYSC DG. The source added that during the attack, which lasted for a few minutes, 2 residents were wounded and one of the hoodlums died after being mistakenly shot by his colleagues. The Katsina State government and the police are yet to issue a statement on the latest abduction. In the meantime, the decomposing body of a missing member of the Anambra State House of Assembly, Justice Azuka, has been discovered on the Second Niger Bridge. Azuka's body was discovered by a combined security team. The lawmaker representing Onitsha North Constituency 1 was kidnapped on December 24, 2024, along Uguna-Bankwa Road, inland town Onitsha. After weeks of investigation, security operatives from Abuja apprehended the suspect late on Wednesday. The arrested individuals later led authorities to the location where they had dumped the lawmaker's remains. Anambra State Police authorities have said details of the incident are sketchy. However, the spokesman of the command, Tochukwu Ikenga, said police operatives had been deployed to the scene. Still with security, the Kwara State Police Command has forwarded 2 kidnapping attempts and arrested 4 suspects in the Barutan and Ifelod local government areas of the state. In a statement on Thursday, the command spokesperson, Adeton Ejire Adeyemi, said the arrest followed intelligence-driven operations by the Anti-Kidnapping Squad and the State Criminal Investigation Department. According to the statement, 2 suspects, Tuko Mohammed and Yahya Abdullahi were arrested in Baratin for attempting to extort 4 million naira from a resident of Ajuba Fulani camp, Ilesha Baruba, after initially demanding 20 million naira. In a separate operation, the police apprehended Umar Sani and Dairu Isiako in the Feludo area for allegedly attempting to extort 5 million naira from the victims through threat of kidnapping. The statement added that both suspects confessed to their roles in the crime, admitting to using multiple phone numbers to target potential victims. To health matters, a medical consultant, Dr. Adedapo Adetoye, is urging wealthy Nigerians to invest in cancer prevention and treatment efforts across the country. He also highlighted the urgent need for increasing funding to support cancer awareness, advocacy, research, and the procurement of essential screening equipment for laboratories. Dr. Adetoye spoke on WSTV Morning Spring against the backdrop of the 2025 World Cancer Day with the theme, United by Unique, which places people at the center of care and the stories at the heart of the conversation. The medical consultant, who advised the public to report any unusual changes in their bodies, noted that some cancers are curable if diagnosed and treated in the early stages.
We have a lot of cancer survivors because of the efforts being put in place by individuals and groups. And all I can say now is that we are advocating that the Nigerian people, the rich ones amongst us, should also find a way of investing in trying to alleviate these problems among our people. Those who are financing from outside Nigeria, they are not Nigerians, but they committed their resources to caring for others in other nations. So that will be a form of advocacy. Yes, if it is reported early, in fact, there are some that are curable if caught in the early phase. For example, cervical cancer, you understand? There's even pre-cancer phase. If the woman reports early, there are steps that will be taken. And then that's why we keep asking people to go for screening, like the pap smear. Even breast cancer can also be prevented by going for mammography, ultrasound scanning. We teach women how to palpate their breasts and check if there is any mass in there. And if they feel any, they should report early. So many people have gone through all this. So screening is the basic thing. And if one notices anything, because by the time you are seeing the cancer as small as the tip of the finger, that cancer has gone far. So the screening, it needs money for research, for advocacy, like we are doing now. Thank you, this television station, for doing this. It's a form of awareness. So we need money to buy machines for screening, to support the laboratories for quick diagnosis, to train more people to be interested in this, so that they will have the skills to be able to assist those who have this. And our people also need to invest, in not engaging in dangerous, some associated behaviors that could make people to be prone to.
People living with HIV and AIDS in Osun State have been reassured that their care and treatment will continue to receive adequate attention. This part, U.S. President Donald Trump's 90-day halt of most foreign aid. Shortly after taking office 2 weeks ago, Trump ordered a 90-day pause on U.S. foreign aid. But days later, he approved a temporary waiver for life-saving humanitarian assistance covering medicine, medical services, food, and shelter. Despite the exemption, concerns remain over the future of U.S. funding for global health programs. While speaking in an interview with WSTV News, Executive Secretary, Osun State Agency for the Control of Aid, Olusegun Daramola, allayed any fear such situation might have caused. But admitting the importance of U.S. funding for global health programs, he said the Governor Ademola Adeleke-led government is committed to bridging any gaps left to meet the uncertainty over U.S. foreign policy. Mr. Daramola, who disclosed that the total number of 24,738 people living with HIV and AIDS are receiving treatment in the state, urged President to know their status by presenting themselves for tests. Meanwhile, the federal government has launched a committee to ensure that patients receiving treatment for HIV, tuberculosis, and malaria do not experience setbacks. On Monday, the Federal Executive Council also approved $1 billion for healthcare sector reforms and allocated an additional $3.2 million to procure 150,000 HIV treatment packs over the next 4 months. You're watching news at 7 on West Spring Television. Still to come. President Tinubu dissolves Abuja UN Governing Council, appoints replacement. We'll bring you more of this when we return. Please stay with us. West Spring Television, a reminder of our headlines. House of Rep Committee proposes creation of 31 new states. Gunmen kidnapped former NYSC Director General, others in Katsina State. President Tinubu removes Abuja UNN Governing Councils, VCS names replacement. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump announces executive order against anti-Christian bias. President Bola Tinubu has resolved the Governing Council of the Yakubu Gowon University, formerly known as University of Abuja, and relieved Professor Aisha Maikudu of her duties as its Vice-Chancellor with immediate effect. A media aide to the President, Bayo Onanuga, disclosed this in a statement he signed on Thursday, revealing that to succeed